share something about how to increase your productivity, and how I decided that I have to make a video on this particular topic, that how to increase the productivity, because this I see as the biggest challenge in front of all the organization, that they organization have different departments, then the departments have the different kind of teams, and these teams most of the time they fail to accomplish the project on the given time, or it happens that to accomplish the project on the given time people has to suffer a lot, they have to work under the pressure, and this creates a different kind of environment inside the organization. And I was trying to understand the root cause, that how this problem could be solved, because if I say that if some organization has to increase their profit, so simply they will say that we need to increase the productivity of an individuals, the real human being who are working in the organization, we need to increase the productivity for them. But how to increase the productivity? So for that, I would like to share one example, that what is employer mindset and what is the employee mindset, and what is the gap between this employee and the employer, and that is the root cause of problem somewhere. The lack of visibility, the lack of vision. For example, in an organization, this employer has a different kind of vision and the employee has a different vision, and that is the gap between their thoughts and if there is difference between their thoughts, definitely the kind of work they will do and the kind of targets they will have, that will be always different. So what is the example? I would say that once upon a time I met with one individual who is working under some team, and I was observing that their project continuously, for this particular team has a history that for the last couple of years they could not finish any project on the given time. What was the reason? Then I started with this, asking some question to the employee that who are really working on that particular team, right? That what is your experience with your organization? How you feel when you work here? So they said that we get the project always with a very limited time, and to accomplish that project within the given time, that with a short period of time, it is very difficult for us, and we need to push a lot ourselves. And it is also happening with the technological world. The technologies are always changing, right? The way we used to work in the project A, right, and now we have to work on the project B. So there are a lot of new processes we need to follow, there are a lot of new technologies we need to adopt, right? And it is become very challenging to develop or improve oneself in the very short given time. So this kind of problem he was sharing with me, and he also shared one very important thing that I never understand. He shared, this is very important to understand, to how this employer and the employee mindsets are always different, because he said that I never understand that why company or this particular client want to accomplish certain project within very short period of time. Why instead of 6 months, why they cannot give us 1 year or so? With that mindset he was, right? Then I try to share this information with him, right? That for example, if some project we have decided to accomplish in a 6 month, right? So for those 6 months we need to invest certain amount of money, and we need to allocate certain resources to accomplish that project, right? If that particular project extend for 3 months or 6 months, right, again the amount of money which we have decided to invest will be double or will be more than what we have already decided. So it is a cost to the company, right? It is the cost to the client, right, who want to that project to be done, and that's why he want the project to be finished as soon as possible, right? And so this is the kind of I would say a difference in the employer and the employee mindset. The employer is thinking that why this employer is giving a lot of pressure to him unnecessarily, and here this employee is thinking that why this employee is not trying to understand my point of view, why is not trying to understand my limits, that somehow we got this much amount for this project and we need to accomplish that project, then only we could make some profit, we could launch this project on the given time. So this kind of scenarios are there in many organizations nowadays. So coming back to my point, that how exactly an individual increases productivity, how he can perform better in his job, in his life, right? These points will be very helpful. So first of all, we will try to understand what I mean by the productivity. And this productivity, I try to categorize in the 4 parameters, I would say. First is the quality, second is the quantity, third is the time, and fourth is the experience, right? So what are the 4 parameters I said? The quality, quantity, time, and experience. So when I say the quality, so what kind of quality work or what kind of quality product one individual is delivering by his daily job, right? When I say the quantity, how much he is producing every day. Third is the time, how much time exactly he is taking to accomplish certain tasks. And fourth is experience. So when I say the experience, this experience is very important. This experience is for both that how this doer is experiencing, what kind of I would say what kind of feelings he has when he is working really, employee is working, and what kind of experience he is giving to his customer and his employer, right? What kind of experience is getting generated and what kind of experiences is there in the surrounding where individuals are working, right? So these 4 parameters. So if based on these 4 parameters, if I try to think, right, that how we can increase the productivity, right, these 4 parameters would say that first one has to always think how we can increase the quality of work, right? Then second, how we can produce more, how we can increase the quantity. Third is the time, if I say, right, how we can reduce the time. And fourth and most important is the experience, right, how he can get a better experience while working and how we can give better experience to his customer and to his employer. How exactly we can achieve these targets. So to achieve these targets, right, and to achieve ultimately the better productivity what we have, right, to increase our productivity, we can do or we can follow these steps. First step, I would say that your health. Whenever we work for something, right, it highly depends that how healthy we are mentally, how healthy we are physically, how healthy we are emotionally, and that decides that what kind of performance we will give within given time, right? So for example, if I say this, how healthy we are physically, mentally, and emotionally, it highly depends upon the daily routine. It is the daily routine which exactly decide, right? It is the daily routine which exactly decides that from today where you will reach tomorrow. So for example, if someone has a goal to reach somewhere in a given number of years, right? So if he has or he do not have a certain kind of a daily routine, right? He could not keep himself well physically, he could not keep himself undisturbed mentally, and he could not keep himself balanced emotionally. And if he is not physically well, if he is not mentally good, and if he is not feeling emotionally well, right, he could not put his 100% for any job. So daily routine will decide that what kind of health you will have and what kind of health you can maintain for the long run. So it is the most important thing that if you have certain goal that you want to perform better, right, you want to perform better and you want to reach somewhere in your career, you must have a daily routine, and daily routine can't become so good all of a sudden. For that we have to try slowly and we have to practice every day, that how we can improve ourselves day by day, so that we can see the person which we really want to see within ourselves, right? So first was the health, the physical, mental and emotional health. After that, the second point is Second point is kind of personal goal. And this is the biggest difference I found, that as an employer, right, if someone is running his company, he cannot run that company without any goal. I mean, goal. But at the same time, this employee, right, or employee who is working there, so their goal is very different from the employer goal. Employer has a 5-year plan, 1-year plan, 10-year plan, I would say. He has a kind of vision that how you want, where he want to see his company. But what kind of vision, what kind of personal goal this employee has, that will really decide whether this employer is going to achieve that goal or not. Because this is the person, this employee is the person who is really going to work for his dreams, for his projects, right? So how we can simulate, I would say, or we can bring this employer goal and the employee goal on the same page, or at least we can bring them near, so that this employee can give his best in the right direction, so that the employer could achieve whatever he want to achieve, right? So this personal goal is also can be achieved, right, by daily practice, I would say. How I would try to explain with an example, right? How this personal goal really help, right? Having a personal goal, how really help to improve yourself. For example, if you are working on a project, this might be any individual experience, right? Any employee experience, I would say. That in an organization, whenever we are working, so we work for some projects, we work for some construction or anything, right? I would say. So it happens that sometimes we get a lot of work, sometimes we don't get enough work. And we know if we, for this happens that, for example, one new project is about to come, there are a lot of people waiting. There are a lot of people waiting for work to be started, right? And they are getting bored. So there are two kind of employees possible, right? One employee, always whenever he don't have any work, he will not be there in his place. He'll be spending his time either in the cafeteria, either in the somewhere outside. He will be spending time because there is no work. And why is he know that after 6 months or 3 months or 2 months, right, there is the project which is about to come, right? But and what are the kind of preparation he has to do? But he is not serious. He is getting bored until unless something is on top of him, right? That this you have to complete today, right? He will not start working, right? The kind of mindset he has. Another employee he has, he knows that if he has to do good in his career and he has to maintain his career, somewhere he has to think about his employer also, because his employer is trying hard to get the project, and he is trying to provide his best facilities. Nowadays, I would say the employer is trying to provide best facilities he could to his employees, right? But he has also tried to respond back, I would say. That what kind of personal goal we could have, right? For example, this can be a daily practice for an individual. For example, if I am going office today, or if I am going my company today to work, right? So I know that there is a possibility that I may get a less work and more time there. So if I go with the personal goal that today is the day, and I know that after for this project or for next project which is about to come, right, I need to learn something new, or I need to improve something new. So if I go with the one personal goal every day, that if I get time today in my organization, if I get in half an hour, if I get in 1 hour, right, definitely I'm going to learn something new today. Definitely I'm going to read something new today, because it is going to benefit me tomorrow. And this habit, if one has this personal goal every day, and who has developed this kind of habit, that he will keep learning something new. Whenever he will get time, right, he will put his best time for the best things, right? If this kind of lifestyle one will develop, right, definitely one individual can improve his performance over the certain period of time a lot. Let's assume that today he started reading something new about a domain, you can say about technology, about any kind of business management, anything he has developed, that every day 20 minutes he will give, every day 30 minutes he will give, and he will learn one new topic every day. So this, whenever he will become habitual to that, right, he cannot stop himself after 6 months, a year, right, without doing that act. This particular activity he started, a small learning every day, it has become his habit. And a person who has this kind of habit, who is giving some new and good inputs to every time to himself, definitely his personality, his work skill, and his attitude will change over the certain period of time. So first thing I said, that health, the physical, mental, and emotional health, which could be controlled and which could be achieved by your maintaining the daily routines, by limiting your habits. And second thing I said, that keeping a personal goal for every day. You can keep a personal goal for yourself. Whatever work you have to do, that is part of your job. But for to improve yourself, you have to do something new every day. And third and most important thing, I would say, the vision. The vision. What is vision you have? What is your vision? Why you are working really here? It is not the job you are doing, and it is not the time amount of time you are spending, but it is the very reason you are working that really decide your productivity. When I say this, right, your vision, it is very important. Let's take an example, right? For example, if someone is sitting here in the office and he is working 8 hours, 10 hours a day, but what is going inside in his mind? What he's thinking while he's working? First employee can think, I would say, if we take an example, right? First employee may think that this is the job and he has to accomplish somehow and he has to go home because he's getting money for it. It's so simple, so that, and this is the mindset of most of the employees I find in my surrounding. Somehow they want to finish because they don't have the personal goal, they don't have the personal career planning. So this is the first employee mindset. Second employee go a step forward, right? What they think is, no, I have to do this job, but at the same time, I can impress my leader, I can impress my manager, I can impress my client, and for that I will put little extra. I will try to, I would say, I will try to create kind of work so that I could not only satisfy my responsibility, but I could also impress my leaders, my managers, my client. So this is a second level. But what about the individual, the third kind of employee, I would say, who's thinking about the whole world, who is going to see his work? Is that particular guy is working there because he knows that whatever product he is developing, whatever he knows, the whatever kind of culture he is developing in the surrounding, right? It is going visible for a lot of people, and from his work, the kind of product he is developing is going to benefit a lot of people throughout the world. And if this company is a national company, I would say that if his product is reachable to the 10 states, tomorrow he will put little extra and he could put some innovation and he could enhance his product, right? They may reach to 30 states, 30 states, so they may cover this entire world. So if we see this vision, the magic of vision, I would say, right, what is going inside you? With what vision, right, you are working, right? What is your vision? Whether you are just here to accomplish your job because you get some money for it, or you want to you surprise and you just make them happy, your surrounding, your managers and client, right? Or you're thinking about every individual who will see your work, who will use your product. What is your heart? What is your heart? That will decide really that how much time you spend for your work, the quantity time, I would say, that will decide. This vision has the magic. Having a greater vision always help one to improve himself. So how to improve the productivity? Within this video we have tried to understand that what are the important factors, what are the important parameters we need to think about when we say something about the productivity. And at the same time, when I say that how we can improve the productivity, I would like to summarize the 4 parameters that we said: the quality of our work, the quantity of our work, that the time we consume to accomplish that work. And fourth and most important thing, the experience, the kind of experience we have, and the kind of experience we give to others while working somewhere, and how to achieve this or how to achieve this productivity by just applying the tricks, right? Just with the help of the strong daily routines, I would say, maintain a physical, mental and emotional health. Second thing is the setting a practice that I will not spend a day without a personal goal for the day. Every day I should have some personal goal to accomplish, and this will improve me through after a period of time, right? And it will change me as a person. And third and most important thing we discussed, the magic of vision. What kind of vision I have when I'm working somewhere? So if I try to apply this, I would say, technique or this kind of, if I keep these things in my mind, definitely wherever I'm working, definitely it is possible that I can increase my productivity. And if this kind of employ, this kind of work culture we develop, there would be organization, right, who will accomplish the project within the given time, and who could not only benefit, benefit his team members, but who could benefit the organization also. And this good organization will definitely benefit the clients also. And this, if this kind of work culture we will spread across, right, definitely this we will help to create a better society and a better human being in our surrounding. So that was the very reason I was willing to share this knowledge with you, whatever I have accumulated throughout my experience, right? That this is the techniques one can apply to increase his productivity, and he can this by increasing his productivity, definitely one can achieve the kind of goal he wants to achieve. So thanks for listening.